In the heart of Montreal, where legends are born and rivalries are etched in steel, a resurrection took shape.
Canadians fans have been so hungry for pro wrestling for the past 30-40 years, and now that Maple Leaf Wrestling is here and they're putting on some of the best wrestling show ever, it's easy to tell that the Canadian fans want more, and hopefully we do get more. It's almost like an honor and a privilege to be able to be part of what may very well be the future of pro wrestling in this country.
They came here carrying the weight of unfinished business, of dreams, and a hunger that no spotlight could satisfy. Every step onto the canvas was a declaration. Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling is still here. We will not be forgotten.
Where I'm from, they say, as a man, you are responsible for everything good that happens to you, and you're responsible for everything bad that happens to you. But not today. Today I got played.
Some fell. Some rose higher than ever before. All left pieces of themselves in that ring. This was more than spectacle, more than showmanship.
I do not like losing. Bryce, where I'm from, they also say the people you hang around with are a representation of you. So if you embarrass yourself, who else do you think feels embarrassed? Sorry. It's me.
This was a reckoning, because here, under the glare of unforgiving lights, there is no script to protect you, no promises of triumph. Only the truth you carve with your own two hands. This is MLP Resurrection, Beyond the Ring.
Maple Leaf Wrestling has become so big and so passionate, and its fan base is growing day by day by day. But you know, I have said this before, I've repeated this over and over again. I know what Maple Leaf Wrestling is, but how about I bring somebody in who you don't know will talk about Maple Leaf Wrestling? Why don't I bring someone in who I know extremely well, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. So now, Mark, I'm gonna ask you, what do you think about Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling?
I think that old school wrestling has its place, and Maple Leaf Wrestling is doing it as good as anybody's doing it in this world, and I'm just happy to be here to be a part of one. Right there, that's all you need to know.
Persistence pays off. I've only ever persisted because this makes me happy. This is what I feel like I was meant to do. It's always been like that. I've been good at a lot of things, but nothing that I was ever good at fulfilled me the way wrestling does. So no matter how many times my heart got broken from opportunities that were promised and then taken away before they ever happened, I just kept going as I followed my heart. It has paid off. If I go back and talk to, the young Josh LeMay with a dream, not even a big dream, just a dream to maybe train, a dream to maybe have a couple of matches and see if he could, participate, let alone be successful, I would say persistence pays off. I've had countless opportunities offered to me and taken away before I ever got to, realize them or try them out. But I persisted because this is what makes me happy. I've been good at a lot of things, but nothing I've ever been good at like I am good at pro wrestling fulfilled me. I kept going every time because I love this, and it's paid me back tenfold. How has it sharpened my edge? You said it right there. My trainer said it in 2005. Iron sharpens iron. It's an old saying, but it rings true. I'm in AEW, yes, every week for Dynamite, every week for Collision, on every single pay-per-view, with the very best collection of talent from around the world. And iron sharpens iron. I'm one of the best too. Every time I step foot in the ring with them, I get better. Even in a loss, I learn something. I pick myself up, I learn from those mistakes, and I come back fighting. That's why I'm the MLP Canadian champion. That's why I'm here representing my country. I'm not slowing down.
Tonight's one of the biggest performances I've had. Like, you heard the crowd out there. There was there was thousands of people, and Ever since MLP started, I've just done a bigger milestone than the time before. Like the first time winning this Grail, the history with it, Ricky Dosen, Kenny Omega, carrying that everywhere with me and defeating guys like Rich Swann, Bhupinder Gujjar, Jake Something, Robbie Eagles, Hammerstone, and I'm doing this all across the world.
And that's called the Feast, and Raja will feast on a victory. He beats Hammerstone, retains Champions Grail.
It's crazy, and now like we've got this partnership going, and we're a real life couple. This is my fiance, and yeah, Blanche off the ring.
So it's no longer just supporting you in this entire journey from behind the curtain. Now I get to be out there, and it's like in this world, but in wet wrestling, there's very few people you can trust, and I feel like we know we always have each other's back.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing, because this business is so wild, and I can only say I have maybe 5 people that I can really trust in wrestling, and I'm sitting next to the most important person, and she's such an important part of my career now, and it's kind of like, it's like a weirdly cool feeling. Like it's cool. I think the only thing that would make it better if our dogs were here. We have 3. But it's crazy, and even like, I've wrestled in Montreal, I think it was like 2019, a long time ago. And here, just coming out here again and hearing the crowd and looking around, and like, when I was in the ring and I was looking around, I could see no empty seats. And it's, every show we're doing, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and you just know MLP's just gonna keep going up and up. It's so heartwarming that I'm getting able to step in the ring with all these talents. Some of them I watched growing up, and like, it's super emotional doing this.
You know, people, they often say I don't get the credit that I deserve. I don't think I deserve anything. I think I've earned everything I've ever gotten. I think I've accomplished a hell of a lot. 21 years, the only job I've ever had, only real job. Worked at a deli, I worked at a pizza place, Gold's Gym, personal trainer with no clients. But the only real job I ever had was being a pro wrestler for 21 years. I've wrestled in the bingo halls, in the sold out stadiums. I've done it all and everything in between. And as grateful as I am for everything I've accomplished, I haven't accomplished everything I want to yet. And that's the big word, yet. And that's what keeps me going. I'd be lying if I said like every single day on the independents is the greatest. Some days are, like tonight, Montreal, not just a cheap plug because you're filming me at Montreal, but sold out house, rabid crowd, awesome. They were on the edge of their seat for everything. And I know this will be all over social media. It was streaming worldwide, right? Then there's other shows. No offense, West Virginia, I go there, not a cell phone in the crowd. That day didn't exist in my life, and I still love those shows, right? But it's those kind of shows where I'm thinking, what the hell am I doing with my life? And then I think, I'm doing exactly what I want to be doing. I'm being a pro wrestler, I'm living my dream, and yeah, this has been my job for 21 years, but at the end of the day, it's been my lifelong dream for my whole entire life. 40 years. Ever since I was a little baby playing with those LJN wrestling figures, biting off the fingers, right? Till now, making my own figures. I've truly lived the dream, but it sounds cliche, but I'm just getting started. It's 2025. Literally anything and everything is happening in pro wrestling. There's wrestling on TV, streaming, at your local show, every single night of the week. There's people crossing over. I hate to use the term the forbidden door, but there's people everywhere. Me, Matt Corona, I don't work for any company. I don't work for any company technically, but I'm all over the place, right? So what is next? And I use the gimmick and the hashtag always ready. And yes, it is like my theme music and it's on my gear and all that stuff, but it's the way I live my life and my career, because you never know when that opportunity is gonna come. And if you're not always ready, if you're not ready for that opportunity, if you finally get it, some people like me, we gotta scratch and claw, and that's fine. I wouldn't have it any other way. It's all that made me who I am today. But if I get an opportunity and I'm not ready and I fail, that's on me. So what's next? I'm not sure, but I'm always ready.
I just went out there and did what Tom Latimer does best, and that's go out there and defend the most prestigious title in the world today, and that's exactly what I did, but it was no easy feat. You see, I went against a guy called Matt Cardona, A guy that was world heavyweight champion before, and it was stripped away from him because he was injured. No fault of his own. Because Matt, I'll tell you right now, Matt, you're one of the tough guys out there. You're one of the guys that when I lace my boots, I worry about a little bit because I know you could dish it out just like I can. And I understand that I might not be, your run-of-the-mill champion. I understand that sometimes I might take shortcuts or I might do things slightly underhanded. But a champ's got to do what a champ's got to do. And I want to be the best in the world. I want to be the best in the world for MLP. I want to be the best in the world for the NWA. Rooted in excellence is a good tagline for Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, because not to blow smoke up my own arse here, but it's got people like me here. People that dedicated 22 years of their lives to his profession. Guys that sit at the top of the mountain, finally been able to prove and show to the world why guys like me are world heavyweight champion. Guys like Josh Alexander are world heavyweight champion. And the list goes on and on and on. This place is excellent.
Oh, wait. Come on back, buddy. Come on back. Come on. What do I think separates Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling from every company in the world? Well, to me, obviously, is its pro wrestling history. Maple Leaf has a deep-rooted history of taking the greatest pro wrestling all around Canada. That's what I believe.
I just got asked what this win means to me. Like, my first win at Maple Leaf Wrestling, and it's really hard to describe because, in all honesty, wins and losses, as cool as winning is, it really doesn't matter. It's all about the show. It's all about the performance. It's all about as long as I did a good job. That's how I feel about it myself. But at the same time, especially on this level, with a big Canadian company, and it's hard to be a Canadian talent and get out there and get exposure. You have to get a visa. You have to get out of the country, which is really hard. Everybody knows this. It just shows that management has faith in me. Management sees something, or management likes me in some way, and that's what means a lot. It's not even about the win. It's just about I'm just here to do the best job that I can and to perform as well as I possibly can, and then some, and even better, and to be in the ring with guys that are better than me, to elevate me to their level so I can learn and get better myself. That's really what the win is. It sucks to lose in my hometown. It was nice to make my entrance, look to my right, and see, I think it was 8 people, Speedball, just full signs. Everyone brought a letter holding it up in the air. Very proud to see me from Laval, back wrestling in Laval for the first time in, I don't even know if I'd ever wrestled in Laval. I started wrestling in Valleyfield, then I wrestled in Montreal a lot before I started traveling the world. Now I'm with AEW to come back here and have everyone know who I am. Just as my song hits, it felt absolutely wonderful. And this match was absolutely the exact kind of match that I want to be having with Maple Leaf Pro. You've got world-traveled elite wrestlers like me, John Gresham, TJP, right? But then you've got Bhupinder, who is exactly the person that needs and deserves the visibility and platform that Maple Leaf Pro has to offer. You also got Michael Allen, Richard Clark in there, which congratulations for the win. I don't think he deserves the platform. I don't think he deserves much. But for someone like Bhupinder, I know how much this means. And I really hope that, even though he didn't get the win either, a match like this can do a lot for him and his career, because he absolutely deserves the win. An absolute honor to be back wrestling in my hometown. I literally grew up 10 minutes from here, was born in Cité de la Santé, which is you take the 42 to the corner of Concorde de la Laurentide, and then you take the 56 up north on de la Laurentide, and you're at the hospital where I was born. If I could give advice to a young Speedball Mike Bailey, it would be that it is possible to make your own way, even if you're not what is currently cool in pro wrestling. Even if what you want to happen doesn't exist yet, you have the power to create it. And I feel like that's true of anyone who is wrestling outside of the United States, the country that has the most pro wrestling. Or, I also include Japan and Mexico, or countries that have a wrestling scene. I have seen it. I have seen people take it upon themselves to build their own scenes and create a path for themselves.
so I could give my younger self some advice, say to people, you have the ability to create your own path.
I'll tell you what sets Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling apart from the rest is that it's real. We just did a meet and greet with the fans, and I was just telling people that we met real fans that have followed us since 2008, 2009, 2012, 13, when they watched us start the Bullet Club. You can tell that Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling is homegrown, down in the roots, professional wrestling fans.
Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling is tradition. It's history. It truly is a resurgence. The history in Canada of professional wrestling, the history of Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. And, you know, you can speak out of character about it all you want, but you have to give kudos to Scott D'Amore for reviving a brand. And we got a sold-out packed house out there tonight. And like you said, they're very excited for professional wrestling. They're excited to see the Good Brothers. They're excited to see PCO. They're excited to see an action-packed card. So we're very excited to be here.
You know, it's this collection of wrestlers from all over representing multiple different companies. So there's not many places where you can come and see, you know, this variety of wrestler.
Yeah, it's like every time Maple Leaf runs a show, they seem to hit a home run. It feels like a super show. You know, these don't feel like you're run-of-the-mill events. These are events that the fans seem to be waiting on and looking forward to. You know, we don't really do anything outside of New Japan. We don't ever really have time to, but we're dipping into Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling and I guess the history of it too. We're just here to make some more.
I think the connection that I build with fans comes from, I think, like the realness that I give. Everything that you see in the ring is truly me just turned up. And I think that the fans like that I have accepted my weirdness, accepted the things that aren't normal to a lot of people, and I've accepted the crazy parts about me. And I think that's why I connect with them so much, because I'm just being real. In moments of doubt and difficulty, there's a lot of things that I think about to keep pushing through. I mean, one of them is my family, especially my sister. She is so strong and I watched her go through so much, and she still pushes forward with a smile on her face. And she has been like such a huge motivator to me. You know, I've always had that sort of strength in me. I always just feel like I gotta push forward, you know, like better days are always there. A lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm actually a really shy person. The like confidence of the ballsy badass and the fearlessness that she has is just someone I strive to be. And it's crazy, like even though I'm such a shy person in the ring, that all changes and that ballsy part of me comes out. And I think that's why I love wrestling so much, because it brings out a side of me that I crave to be, that confident, fearless personality of me that I, you know, bury sometimes. Wrestling really has brought it out of me.
I really feel like since I've won this championship, social media has been a buzz. And whether people believe it or not, am I a role model? Am I not a role model to the next generation? You know what? I feel like I just want to put my best foot forward and inspire the people and the next generation. If my story speaks to anybody and everybody, then you know what? I feel like I've succeeded in what I'm doing here in the ring. And that's all that makes me super happy. If I could go back in time and speak to my teenage self, I feel like I would say just keep going. You know, I won't change anything at all. I don't have any regrets in my life, because my journey, whatever I did, whether it's right, whether it's wrong, it's made me who I am today. And I feel like I'm such in a good place, physically, mentally, emotionally, everything, that you have to embrace the journey and be you.
Well, this title, this defense of this International Heavyweight Championship probably ranks for sure in my top 10. And I've had like many great matches. I'm so full of emotions right now that it's very hard for me to pinpoint where it's gonna go in the top 10. It might be top 3, it might be top 4, top 5. I don't have the answers tonight. I'm gonna have to just sit back on this one and think about it and watch the match again. To me, wearing the same title that my heroes, Dino Bravo, Rick Martel, and Haku, because I grew up watching Haku, King Tonga here, and also Fatu and Samu, the Wild Samoan. So Samu was the last one to hold that title. And to me, it brings out so much pride. And when you heard the crowd chanting, na 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 na, hey, 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 goodbye. That's a strong statement from the people of Quebec, because every time the Habs, the Montreal Canadiens, have the lead on a game, that's the chant that you get. And getting that during a wrestling fight, it's totally out of the ordinary, and it makes me so passionate about my people, the people of Quebec. When I was thinking about the match tonight, it was something very legendary that I wanted to accomplish. And for all kinds of reasons, I couldn't do it. And it's not me trying to outshine or outdo anybody. It's just a force inside of me that drives me to do things that I do without me even thinking about it or being fearless about it. It's just the way I'm built and what I still have to accomplish. I would like to close my career at the Olympic Stadium with the name that's going to be available at that time, and that's going to be organic, and that's going to feel right, and all the dominoes are going to fall into place, and it's going to be a real serendipity, and everything's falling into place. The only thing that you think about is just hitting the target. I mean, the excitement, it's not before you jump. It's while you're flying up in the air. That's where the adrenaline goes. And when you hit target, that's when you get a big rush of adrenaline in your head. But also you feel okay. It was doable, you know. It's something that anybody can do.
PCO, think about this. It could be the last thing you do. Oh my Jesus! A swanton to the depths of hell. For God's sakes, let this be over. Falls count anywhere.
My message to the people that were there tonight at Council Laval is how much I do appreciate your support, how much that you, even like if I'm having a hard day and a lot of problems, how much you make me want to surpass me and always deliver an incredible performance for you, because without you, we're not here. Without you, I don't have a career, and all the credit for me. It's a pleasure to entertain you and to give my body to this industry and to deliver. I've said it before, I owe it to the fan.